So in the war front, there is death.
Yeah.
There is death. There is death to die.
Mm-hmm.
If this death comes, it's going to kill everybody, all the soldiers, all the officers, all the men, all the soldiers in this camp. And there are multiple of them, whether there are 2, 3, as long as there are more than one, at least. All right. So if the death is coming, it will kill everybody. What if somebody now volunteers to go? Maybe volunteers, like it may appear to us, or maybe by some deeper spiritual explanations. This person understands that why wait here for this death to come? I mean, at his level of wisdom, of understanding, this is his thinking, even though the other people do not know about it. And then he moves from there, and as soon as the death is coming, he submits himself. And then he dies in place of everyone else. So to these people behind who do not understand, he's such a foolish man. We asked him to sit here. How could he have moved there to go and just die foolishly? Stupid man. Right? Is that not how the way they reason?
Most likely.
But yes, but look at the love. Look at the motive.
Yeah.
The motive is, why should I let everybody die? I'd rather submit myself and die, and then I go, and then they live to continue the war and win the war and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You see the motive?
Yeah.
That even though the world is seeing it as stupid man that died on the death that could have been avoided. But because the motive is actually love, it is seen from the spiritual as a savior. You see? So it's not always like, So while on one hand we are saying it's foolish, he did, at the other hand we are saying, wow, what a brave man. Occasionally when the world sees it like that, like it really is, they'll call such a person martyr, that is, he died for a just cause.
Yeah.
But most of the time, not everybody understands enough to see everything the way they really are. Most of the time, they will just come in there. So that's an example of where love, something done based on love, can be exemplarily compared to the other view that the world sees, instead of seeing the real motive. And then for such a person, because you see, what greater sacrifice is there than to give your life in place of where others should have died? And then when you enjoy on wherever it is, let's not prolong that by introducing heaven or hell or coming back to this one. When those benefits are accruing to him, it will be like, what did he do to, that's some of the things that we don't know. Because there's definitely life after that death.
Okay.
After that material death, life continues. He's going to continue his life. And all that he has done here will not be wasted. They will continue.
Now, based on your knowledge and experiences, what would you say are the things that makes life, worth living? What really makes life, what makes it matter?
Yeah, we know now. You already know.
Love.
No, yeah, ultimately, yes. Because we have been through the different stages of life. So at one time when we all started, back in my 17-year-old, less than 20-year-old, asked me what I wanted. Just give me a room, put a rug on the floor, put a TV on the floor, just live that kind of bachelor life. And then just put it, once you gave me that, I was good. But after a while, that was no longer sufficient. All right. We wanted to own a car and stay in a flat, After a while, that was no longer, you wanted to own your own home. You just see that material upon material upon material upon material want at one point, it's no longer, so
You know,
definitely it will not be, the answer will not be the direction of give me $1 million so that I can have everything that I want. No, it will only provide happiness that will last for a while. So
yeah.
that is not it. So if that is not it, then what is it? What is it? If you continue to look for happiness in material things, that is short term, satisfying for a while, and after a while it's no longer enough, then what is it? All right, so maybe we are not there yet, where we have accrued all the money in the world to ourselves. So we are not one of the 10 richest men in the world. Coincidentally, over 70% of these richest men of the world today, they are in a common profession, common kind of trade, information technology, IT. All right, from Amazon guy, which is AWS cloud, that's the IT part of it, to the second man, that's my main man, Elon Musk, down to Bill Gates and all of that. So since we've not been there to experience the kind of wealth that would have thought, oh, once you attain that wealth, then you don't have problem anymore. Everything is good. Or we can learn from what they are doing and what's happening at that level. So what is common at that level is that after they have acquired all that it is possible to acquire, what do they normally do? To ultimately, according to them, find, after they have reached this level of vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, what's the next thing they normally do? These people, these richest people of the world, even while they are still alive, what's the next thing they would normally do? Maybe you can draw a cliff from them. After all the billions and billions, I think the richest guy, as at the last count, was like over about $800 billion worth of one man. 800, they're about over $700 billion. Do you know, is there a common thing that they normally, when they come to that conclusion, okay, after all of this, then what? What do I do? I'm still looking, there's still something missing. I'm not there yet. So what might give me this other thing? Or maybe I do not even know what I'm looking for. You know what? I'm just tired of all of these material things. No, let me just get myself back and be me again. What they normally do is they gather most of their money and keep just enough for their own life, like starting all over again. And they, maybe not most, at least some reasonable part of that money, reasonable, in billions of dollars. And they give. They give. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Charity. Charity. Some of them would even take time off this work that is giving them all of these millions to actually go and save others. To save, physically, not just their money working for them. They actually go there to serve others. Go to people of this same world, but who they believe, why should I have all of this affluence? And then you are ordinary potable water you don't have access to, and they go to serve others. So we can draw from there. So what do we think? Not just all principle. Let's even look at people that are already where we are aspiring. Some of us are aspiring to be. So you get all of the money, then you still feel something, and then you say, all this money, you know what? Let it not be about me anymore. Let it be now about others. People will put their money in causes that will benefit the world. So much that you're even wondering, is there a different thing to it? Why are you so interested in this? Is it your debt? Let them die. So, and then people might begin to, of course, everybody cannot think the same way. Some people might begin to read negative meanings to this philanthropy and charity works. So it gets to this point where by their own examples and by their own giving, it becomes about others. So if that is ultimately where all of this is leading us, then we may as well start to do about others, right? So your question is, answer to your question is ultimately, after you start with self-discovery, you experience all of this, at the end of the day, it should still lead you. The knowledge and understanding that you gain should still lead you to come to the very text, to the very love that we talked about earlier on, which is basically, at the end of the day, it's not about others, no longer about me. As far as I'm concerned, everything that I wished about me, that I dreamed, that I prayed for, I have achieved. Now I have seen from this achievement that the destination that I really wanted to get to, it did not take me there. So it's not this. It's probably, there's only one more thing left. It's not about others. So about others. And when it becomes about others and no longer about self, then you are approaching more than preaching, more than anything else. You are fast approaching love. Because in love, in building your heaven, it is about giving others. That's how to build a heavenly community. It may not be in the physical, but that is what you are doing. And then when you are now, by the way that nature works, align with people of same spirit, you can now begin to enjoy your heaven, even right here on this earth. So ultimately, it's about others. So the earlier, this is not saying it to make you do it blindly, but it's saying that when the people ahead of us, this is what they are doing. So it is likely that we also will get to the level of knowledge where we understand, where we have the understanding of why, and therefore driven to also do it, not just mechanically do it just because. No, that if it's done out of, without knowledge, that is not it. It must be done out of, you understand why, you have the understanding, and therefore you are now doing. Yeah, it's ultimately about, no longer about ourselves,